So, before we begin, I've actually made some pretty significant changes to my equipment. Basically, I just went through all the equipment that I might not have checked through beforehand and just equipped everything if it was an improvement. So yeah, there's a bit of a difference now. I've actually got Ricard using swords for the time being, and there's a reason for that, but I'll get to that later. For now, let's finally unlock the Mysidian Tower with the Crystal Rod. And thus we can enter, and we'll do so automatically. So, the Mysidian... right off the bat we get some new enemies. These are werewolves. These are relatively basic enemies, nothing too special about them other than the fact that they can poison you with their basic attack. Now that is pretty dangerous, but it's nothing too bad. In fact, a lot of enemies later on in the game, well, it is pretty much later on in the game by this point, a lot of enemies actually do that, so look out for poison from now on because most enemies will probably be able to inflict some sort of status effect with their basic attack. In a fitting manner, this area is pretty similar to, well, pretty much this whole journey. I mean, we got the masks, then we got a crystal rod, and then we got all the way here. It's been a pretty long trip, and of course it's not over yet. This place is 10 floors long, although we only really have to traverse 9 of them. The 10th floor is the last floor, and that's the one we're gunning for. But of course, it's 9 pretty long floors, so it's not gonna be the easiest thing to do, so get ready for a gauntlet. On the bright side, this is probably one of the best dungeons in the game, to be honest. I mean, it's not the best looking, it looks kinda cool, but not amazing. It's kinda basic overall tile set wise, but nothing amazing, but I do like the layout, and of course the fact that it's a gauntlet is pretty neat, because, again, it's pretty fitting since, you know, we just went and fetched all that stuff here. We went here and there and everywhere. It was a long trial, and it's still not over, and it's just going to keep going on. But no, I don't mind that too much, because it's a pretty good dungeon. Plus, it's one of the few really difficult dungeons in the game. You definitely want to use a cottage before getting in here, because, trust me, you're going to be using a lot of MP here. It's a long dungeon. It's actually relatively challenging. Not the most difficult enemies, but you're here for long enough where it could actually get kind of dangerous. Of course. No one else gets confused, thank goodness. And don't do anything. Alright, thank goodness. Confusion usually runs out after the first turn in this game. At least it does for me, I don't know. Maybe it's just because my resistance is good so it wears off fast, but yeah. I'm gonna get rid of Curse now because for some reason Asuna still doesn't want to work properly. I really don't like Asuna in this game because it doesn't really work that well until it's at a high level, but the thing is, if it doesn't work well then you're not going to use it, therefore it's not going to get to a high level until you just start grinding, so it's annoying to use. So, basic equipment, or basic items rather, much more useful. Anyway, this floor actually changes up the tile set a bit, which I like. There is actually a difference between floors, which is pretty neat. You probably noticed, but this might have something to do with fire. You know, this entire floor, there might be a fire motif. You know, with all the red palette or something, that might be a hint, right? What does it have to do with fire, you might ask? Well, there's lava on this floor that we have to walk across. Oh, no, wait. We don't just walk across it. We swim through this magma. Because we're fucking hardcore. We just casually swim through the goddamn fire. Basilisks. They can petrify us, but who gives a damn? We walk through fire, bitches. Don't even need to give a damn about you guys. Not a single damn. Seriously. That is actually kind of neat, though, how they did that, because Leviathan actually introduced the concept of certain types of tiles draining away our HP, and this tower does utilize a lot of those, which, it's not actually too bad a gimmick. It sounds cheap, but honestly, it doesn't really get rid of that much HP at a time, really. In fact, if anything, apparently I have to worry about petrification more. I'm pretty sure it's because Ricard is a new character, because, yeah, he got petrified, which is unfortunate, but again, 4th character's usually pretty bad. I kinda had to babysit him for a while. I should probably just use a soft on him, because I don't want him missing out on experience. Oh, sorry, not soft, gold needle. Should use a gold needle on him, because I don't want him missing out on the experience, so I'm not even going to try using Asuna, because it's probably not going to work. I must admit, though, these basilisks do actually have some pretty good HP on them. They do take a while to go down, of course. Those group castings did help. I don't think they're weak to any sort of spell in particular, though, so... yeah, just use whatever, because I don't think they absorb or resist anything either, so... you should be good in that department. And... gonna take him down. Thank you very much, Ricard. Good job. I'll forgive you for being petrified. This time, anyway. So yeah, that's that, so I guess we'll just... I don't think there are items on that side. Ooh, Hilgigus is in bombs. This is actually a fairly frequent team-up for this portion of the game. You'll see this combination of enemies for a bit. It's not the best combination of enemies. I mean, if there were two Hilgiguses and you couldn't reach the bombs in the back, well, actually, no, that wouldn't be the best either, because, again, bombs don't actually use self-destruct until you hit them. They won't use it early on, so... really, there's not much of a point. I mean... I guess you should take out the Hilgigus first, because he's more of a threat, but honestly, not really much. Again, there's not much synergy here, you know? These guys don't work together all that well. They don't offer each other anything in groups that they can't do alone, so it's just, they're here for the sake of being there. But whatever, don't care, just gonna stab this guy, and then stab the guy a different way, with a different sword, with a different guy, and they're dead. So that was that. So, let's see, I think there is actually an item down here, so let's just swim over to it real quick. Oh, and I got a flame sword, goody. Oh, back through the fire. Not a problem. Alright, I don't think that's really a significant upgrade, so no one really needs to equip it. Pretty sure the Orichalcum sword is better than it, and, oh, Devil's Bloom. These guys, I think they can... wait, no. I don't think they appear before this point. I think they can actually inflict two different statuses, though. They can inflict Confuse and, for some reason, Venom instead of Poison? I don't know why they would use Venom instead of Poison at this point in the game, but whatever. Anyway, we get some more items here, and now we can move on. And this is actually the end of the floor. Now, you might want to heal up real quick, because you might be able to guess, but we've got a boss coming up, or at least the equivalent of one, or at least something like it. And he morphs into a gigantic Fire Gigas. That's mildly terrifying. Unfortunately, he did get the jump on us, but whatever. So, this Fire Gigas, he can actually be pretty tough. He's got a very good physical attack. He's an upgrade of, well, of course, the standard Gigas, and as such, he packs a really good punch. And I do literally mean a punch, as in he will punch you. Very, very hard. He's also got Boulder's 9, which, it's not the best spell. For some reason, he's not using his level 16 fire spell. I don't know why. You'd think he would. That sounds like it would be a good idea, but he didn't, so he's dead. So yeah, that was a fairly easy trial. That's all over and done with, and we get another flame sword. Really don't think we have a use for all these. So let's move on, and now we're on the ice floor. Oh, sorry, did I spoil it? I mean, you might not have been able to tell from the blue coloration that this is the ice shield. Oh, you might not have noticed the ice shield either. Okay, this floor, I think... yeah, this floor. I got a really bad encounter right here. Is that supposed to happen? Because, I fought a lot of enemies. But, of course, these are the first new enemies here. Vampire girls are, well, they're undead enemies that can cast Charm. I don't think they're as bad as the other undead enemies, though. I think they can drain HP with their attacks just like the other ones. So, yeah, you do want to be sort of careful of them, and of course, again, they can confuse you with Charm, but they're not too bad, because they're still rather frail. Oh look, even more new guys. Well, they're not new. We fought Devil's Bloom, but I think we should give them a chance to, really show what they're made of, We only fought one. I mean, oh, look at that. Oh, see, he's both poisoned and confused at the same time. He can inflict both at the same time, not just one at a time. Thankfully, again, confusion only lasts one turn, either because I'm lucky or that's a normal thing. And I might as well use an antidote since Ricard's kinda low on health. It will wear off after battle, but hey, I got plenty of antidotes anyway, why bother? Oh, and it just goes back on anyway, so why do I even care? Why do I even care about the poison? Oh, well, he's dead. So now I definitely don't have to care about it, because it's gonna wear off. It should also go without saying, but yeah, those ice spikes do hurt. They do like using that gimmick in this dungeon. They like using it a lot. Or at least for the first two sections, they do. You also get a lot of equipment fitting to the area, which may or may not be useful. Actually, it would probably be more useful for the previous dungeon, like the Ice Lance. I mean, the ice armor is useful here. The Ice Lance, not so much. It's a bit late for that, to be honest. And, of course, we have spikes, but there is a shortcut here, so it should be around here somewhere, is it? Yep, it's here. So yeah, you can skip a whole little section of this, so that'll definitely save you on HP and MP. And here we are at the boss. And surprise, surprise, he's a Gigas. This, of course, is the Ice Gigas. Works pretty similar to the previous boss. He also has the move Boulders, and in fact, he's even stronger than the previous boss. Yeah, look at that. That was pretty painful, at least compared to everything else we've encountered. And, of course, instead of fire, it knows Blizzard, but it is very weak to the fire spell, so just use that and you're A-OK. Of course, I am kinda running out of MP here, especially Lynx. She's kinda getting low there. Kinda want to be careful from here on. Now, it's not really obvious, but this is actually technically the wind floor or whatever. Oh, this is actually pretty dangerous. I forget if we've seen the Death Flowers or not. I don't think they're new enemies regardless. But yeah, this is a pretty big and apparently pretty annoying group. Yeah. And of course, Rick goes to sleep because his resistance is terrible. Yeah. Anyway, Death Flowers really aren't threatening. Again, I forget whether or not we actually encountered them beforehand, but when I saw the Devil's Bloom, I was thinking of these guys, because Devil's Bloom are new enemies. These guys, I'm pretty sure, are not. We've seen them before. Or maybe not. You can see them before, is what I'm trying to get at. And my goodness, you are very annoying with that sleep spell. You know that, right? And Ricard keeps going to sleep. Yeah, I probably should have killed these guys first. They seem to be more annoying overall. You'd think the Chimeras would be, what with that Blaze spell, but apparently not. And these guys go down easy enough anyway, so yeah, I should have taken care of those guys first. Apparently physical attacks don't wake you up in this game? That's kinda dumb. So Ricard just got his face clawed off and he didn't wake up. I think that would wake most people up, but I guess Ricard is just a really heavy sleeper. And I'm not kidding when I say heavy. He probably doesn't even have a face anymore, but he's just gonna keep sleeping through it. He needs his beauty rest, especially now that he doesn't have a face. But anyway, yeah, as I was saying, this is, I guess, the air floor. There's no floor hazards here. I guess they kind of ran out of ideas. And yeah, it's just a purple version of the previous tile set. And there are holes, but those aren't threatening in the slightest, so there's just a small maze and that's it. Yeah, this is honestly probably it's kind of underwhelming after we've been swimming through magma, or, well, lava, since it's out of a volcano and not in the Earth's crust, but whatever. Yeah, we swam through molten lava and walked over spikes, but now we're just sort of going around a normal-looking tower. Kinda strange and, again, underwhelming that the previous stage had all these gimmicks, but this one is just sort of there. It's kinda weird, but whatever. Anyway, if you have any sort of pattern recognition, you'd know. This is the Thunder Gigas. Now, this guy, oddly enough, is weak to poison elements. I don't know. I never really thought poison was part of the, magic triangle. It does seem a bit weird to me, but regardless, use Scourge and this guy will go down relatively easily. Like the previous fights, he does a lot of damage, he has the Boulder's spell, and he uses electric attacks. But again, magic does wreck him, so if you still have some MP left, which thankfully Max does, he shouldn't be too bad. And of course the Masamune helps as well, and down he goes. That wasn't too bad. Even with his high attack power and his level 16 spell, he wasn't enough to stop us. We just barreled through him. And with that, we've gone through the 3 elemental Gigases, and we've just got 2 floors left to traverse before we're at the last one. This, of course, is pretty much the most normal floor, since, well, we went through all the elements, so here we are. We actually get a Flare Tome, which is very useful, but I found a few earlier. And we get Devil's Bloom and Godos. Yep, Godos is just a normal enemy. Yep, that guy we fought a while back, he's already been demoted to normal enemy. Of course, he wasn't difficult in the first place, he's still not hard here, though he does make for some pretty good support since he's, got like haste and imbibe and stuff, so he's not terrible, support-wise. Other than that, though, pretty weak. It also probably helps that our weapons have improved to the point where his defense doesn't really matter anymore. Because, yeah, he's pretty weak. He used to be able to at least withstand a few attacks, but, yeah, that's no more of that. He's pretty easy at this point. Actually, this is a pretty nice looking floor. I forgot about this floor. I do like the water here. It looks rather nice, and it's a pretty cool layout overall. I do like this floor, but, yeah, again, after all the gimmicky previous floors, it's just sort of weird, and Malboro Terra, that's a weird name that sort of mildly gives me bizarre images, but whatever. These guys are better than normal Malboros, of course. I don't think they have any sort of resistances this time. I think they aren't weak to electricity anymore, and they do have some status effects. They can inflict paralysis and venom for some reason. Again, instead of poison. I don't know why they chose venom instead of poison, but whatever. But they're still relatively easy to take care of, nowhere near as bad as other Malboros. If we go for this Black Robe, however, we actually get a pretty tough enemy. This is the White Dragon, and it's probably the toughest enemy in this dungeon. They have the attack Ice Storm 16, which is pretty powerful. Hopefully we can withstand this, especially Ricard. Ooh, geez, yeah, that... I mean, again, it's not too terrible. We resist it more than most things. But yeah, that does 100 damage, so it... Huh. That was fairly easy. And of course he's weak to fire, which is, well, why I used fire. So yeah, do be careful of that. It would kind of suck if you just, opened a treasure chest at the end of the dungeon and died. But yeah, that's it. We're on the 10th floor, and somehow Minwu's here! How did you even do that? Where did you get a crystal rod? No one had even unlocked the tower when we got here. How did you make it? No one's questioning him on this? How he made it all the way up here without a crystal rod or anything? Don't you think it's going a little overboard to fire a laser at the door? Wow. GG, Minwu, you died opening a door. I guess he fired a laser at it, so it was pretty fucking metal at the very least, but still, he died opening a door. Well, let's move on, I guess. So, before we take Ultima, let's take a look at these orbs. So, this orb, upon being inspected, will give you strength. Now you might be wondering, does the entire party get it? No! The entire party does not get the stat. The stat increase goes to a random character. And I'm not really patient, and I don't really care, so I don't care who these stats are going to. They'll just go to someone, and if they're entirely useless, then I don't really care. It's pretty dumb. I mean, seriously, it just goes to a random person. There's no use in that. Unless you want to save scum, but I don't, so I'm just gonna do that. Anyway, that crystal in the middle is actually the Ultima Tome. Now, since we're about to finish this, I suppose I'll just go over the Ultima Tome. The Ultima spell in this game is not really that amazing. Its attack power is actually based off of the number of spells and, you know, what levels they're at. So, the better spells you have, you know, just the better overall Ultima will be. It's really not that good because you have to upgrade everything to make it useful, rather than just upgrading it itself. I'm gonna give this to Dante since he has the most varied magic, and yeah, that's pretty much the entire reason. I will work to give Dante more magic in a bit, but yeah, Ultima, despite all the hype we've given it and how everyone has, you know, said, oh, it's so necessary, and the fact that a character died for it, it wasn't really that useful. So, next time on Final Fantasy II, we're gonna go back to Finn and tell them that Minwu died opening a door. It was pretty fucking metal, though, but it was kinda useless all the same.